So anyway, I'm back and I'm going to keep going on with this. And these videos are for my family. I have been posting a lot of stuff on my Facebook accounts, and I decided to bump up from doing long reading posts to doing videos so that I can be seen and heard, because I have nudged a few family members to let them know, hey, here I am. And we have the Nails, we have the Wilsons, we have the Farrells, we have the Walters, and so many others. And they're all over the U.S. And this thing that happened was just, it all dumped on my head. Every bit of it dumped on my head. And, I didn't appreciate that, because we knew that our parents were getting elderly, and our dad had had strokes and he could no longer talk. But he was still in there, okay? Mom had suffered from not only the ruptured appendix that I talked about earlier, but she also had fibromyalgia for years and years and years, and lots of pain with that. Mom had a broken back. She had to have the things put in her back, the silicone, whatever, put in her back. And so she dealt with a lot of pain. But they had a nice, stable, secure life together, our parents did. And so it all started, like I was saying earlier, it started with the picnic. And dad couldn't talk. He could barely walk. He needed help going to the bathroom. Mom was using adult diapers, the usual type of story. But Mom had also had surgery in both of her shoulders from her, the rotator cuff. And she was having a hard time taking care of Dad. But Jerry was living in the basement. Jerry is our brother, who, of us 4 kids, 3 daughters, 1 son, and Dad is our stepdad who adopted us. Our real dad is another story that I kind of touched on another video, I think. I don't know if that came through. So it starts at the picnic. Deanna gets, it's like her whole life flashes before her eyes, and she's looking at me when I'm lip syncing to her. So the next family event is Christmas. Christmas is coming around. Now I was a Jehovah's Witness for 30 plus years. So they don't celebrate Christmas, birthdays, 4th of July, Easter, Halloween, nothing. Not even New Year's. And so that is also another topic I will be talking about extensively. So anyway, Deanna decided she was going to jump in like she always does. Deanna was the spokesperson in the family, a self-appointed spokesperson, which is another subject also that I'll get to in a while. But she sends texts and decides to tell me and Jan that Jan's man friend Fred was not allowed to come. He was at the last picnic, and he had been at Mom and Dad's house a couple of times, and he'd bring in a great big feast that he bought out of his own pocket to feed everybody, sandwiches, lots of meat for sandwiches and whatever. And it was great. He would sit and talk about his war experiences. He's been all over the world. The man is just loaded with information. I like talking to people like that, because you can learn a lot of stuff and you can interact like that and learn about places all over the world and history. And I mean, he's got a sharp mind. And so what happened was that at the picnic, Deanna didn't like how Fred sat in the kitchen and pretty much sucked the air out of the room with talking. He was sitting there just talking and talking and talking, and Deanna didn't like that. He was making conversation, and as far as I was concerned, he was taking care of my older sister. You know, anything she wanted to do, anywhere that they wanted to go, she had a buddy, a partner to chum around with. Just how serious they were is not my business. But everything she wanted to do, she had a good man there to take her around. So she didn't have to go by herself, and he always fit the bill for everything. So Deanna decides to tell us that Fred can't come to our Christmas. We celebrated it a couple weeks earlier in December of, if I get the year right, 2021. It was before 2022 came along. Everybody was starting to loosen up on the COVID virus. So Deanna says that Fred can't come to our Christmas. There was going to be only the adults, no grandkids, no great-grandkids, just us. But of course her husband Steve could come. So it was just us. And you know, you have no idea that she's got some crap up her sleeve that she's planning to, she's setting the scene for herself, manipulating things. She is calculating things. How do I know that? I'll continue it in the next video. See you over there.